What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a sword video, guys. These are rare special gems. I'm trying to get into editing. I hope you guys enjoy. We had such an amazing podcast, an amazing way to celebrate No Man's Sky's 5-year anniversary last week, that all the amazing content creators that come by and shared their stories and their experiences during the podcast was such a great time, guys. But I know it was a 5-hour long stream or 5.5-hour long stream, and I wanted to go through and highlight each individual content creator with their own edited video for you guys, in case you weren't able to watch the entirety of the stream, or in case you weren't there to be able to make it or be able to watch it live. So guys, without further ado, the Sword Podcast interview with Khraze Gaming. Guys, thank you, and I hope that you enjoy the content. Is up, Khraze Gaming. How you doing, friend?
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh my god, dude. I know it is like uber late for you, man. How late is it over there for you? Like 1 o'clock now?
It's 1 a.m., but it's not like a big deal. We can chat for however long you want. Like, I'm not gonna sleep tonight anyway, because like everybody's in the chat, so...
Nice. Khraze comes in, he's like, sleeps for the week, guys. What is up, man? Dude, I'm telling you what, man, this is a treat for me. I can't thank you enough for coming and being part of the podcast, man. I even actually made notes because I'm afraid I was going to get too nervous.
Dude, well,
interviewing you,
first of all, thank you for having me, and yeah, like pretty much hello to everybody who's watching your stream. And I mean, I'm honored to be on your stream, to be honest. The honor is on my part, so thank you.
Oh my, dude, yeah. Oh my goodness, man. Very welcome. Anytime, man. Oh man, listen, dude. I remember one of the first videos I watched of yours. You were I think it was the squid, the first wave squid ship video you did, where you went down. Yeah, you went to go switch it or get a fighter to go trade up for the squid ship, and you were like, this is such a trash ship, oh my god, this is such a trash. I'm sitting here like, dude, I'd fly that ship, what? But it was so funny, man, and it got me hooked, man. I've been a fan since.
Damn, I didn't know. I remember the video, but I thought the video itself was also kind of, just like the ship kind of trash. I think it was a little bit too long for what it was supposed to be, but back then it was like something else.
Content, man. You made the content fun to watch, and I think, to be fair, man, you have been extremely successful as a YouTube content creator, man. I honestly, man, I went to go when I went to message you, out of curiosity, I poked over, and you know me, us content creators, we're nosy, want to see who's got how many subscribers and yeah. I look over, like, holy crap, he's up to that many subscribers.
Yeah, dude, it's been crazy, and I mean I'm grateful for everything that's been happening, and like there's a lot of other content creators that have been doing great in the last year, and it's sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not, and it's kind of like a combination of work and luck, I guess. So I'm grateful for everything that has happened to me, and it's honestly changed my life a lot.
That's what I was wanting to talk to you a little bit about today, man. First question I want to ask you: how hyped are you? Go ahead. How hyped are you for Frontiers?
Oh, dude, I'm always very hyped for a No Man's Sky update, because I mean they are always so freaking great. No matter what happens, like Hello Games just know how to deliver on the content, dude. Like it's always that feeling,
Oh, I agree, man. It's, for a content creator, this is our favorite time of the year. It's like, it's update season, everybody's hyped.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Sean goes to tweeting some random crazy emojis, and everybody starts speculating, man. And you talk about, I know guys that can go 5-hour streams just speculating on what the freaking orange emoji was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've watched some of those. Like, I think even you streamed a few times these. And I've been popping in some of these streams and checking them out. I think that even now with Frontiers, I think you made a stream, right?
No, I didn't do any Frontier stream. To be fair, man, between work and real life and just uh other games and stuff, I've been so busy to make just it's been hard to get content out. Plus my PC had a corrupt file in it that was causing the game to crash and take out my Streamlabs software. So No Man's Sky kind of fell on the back burner for a few weeks.
Rip.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be like an hour and a half into a stream and the whole thing would crash, kill the stream, everything. And I'm like, you only do that about 5 or 6 times before you're like, okay, something's telling me something. I'm done for a while. But yeah, it's been great though, man. I like I said, man, I've been a fan of No Man's Sky since the day I seen it. Now that leads me to my next question, man. How did you come across No Man's Sky? When did you come across it? And you know, even as like outside of being a content creator, as far as just playing the game.
Yeah, well, actually, it was way before I was even doing YouTube and stuff. I was like, I think it was 2014 or 15, and I was in that period. I was looking for just playing a space game. There were no good space games then. There was like Everspace. I think it was about to come out, or it just came out, but I didn't like it. I think there were a few more, and I asked my wife. Well, she was my girlfriend back then, but I asked her if she knows any space games, and she told me about No Man's Sky. And then I saw the trailers, and I was like, okay, this is exactly what I want from a space game. I want to just go in and just visit a planet, not just do combat or just do one of these things. I want to do all of these things, right? And explore. I was more about exploration back then. So that's how I came to know about No Man's Sky. I remember a trailer, and then 2 years passed and it launched. I believe I wasn't covering No Man's Sky at first. I think it was in 2017 when I actually started. And I just picked it off again, and I was like blown away by the updates back then. I think we already had like all the way up to Atlas Rises when I started doing it again. So it was pretty wild.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. So like growing up and coming up, you was always into like sci-fi. I mean, I think, to be fair, I think most people that's big fans of No Man's Sky were like really sci-fi nerds like me. Just into all the Star Wars, Star Trek, all the sci-fi
yeah,
TV
pretty much
shows. Yeah,
exactly.
I think,
like we had reruns over reruns of the old Star Wars. Like what was that? Like they have it in the different order, like episode 5, 6. Where the older ones, or was it the other way around? It was like on our national television. It was constantly the ones with like the older actors. So that was, I guess, the first bit of it. But mostly it came from like the Discovery Channel freaking like scientific shows that I watched as a kid. It always intrigued me to see like everything space related, just like how stuff happens there, and that was kind of it for me. That's why I wanted to see this experience with a video game, to have that first-hand experience with something close to that.
That is awesome, dude. Yeah, I think the best explanation for why someone loved No Man's Sky the way they do was my friend Panda over at the Hidden Panda Show said on one of his streams, and I was one of them kids, like, like when your parents bought a new appliance or a new piece of furniture or something, the big box that it came in, and they were going to toss out the old cardboard box, but yet you put them all together and make us, pretend it's a spaceship back when you was a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like, that's the type of the mind that just really loves No Man's Sky, because it's so much you create so much of your own fun in the game. So yeah,
exactly. That's pretty much it. Like, you do your own fun, and if you want to do something, you go ahead and do it, and that's pretty much it.
Oh yeah, man. It's just I'll tell you, man, I've been extremely blessed to be able to have met the people I've met in this community, and to get to talk to and hang out and do things with some of the people that's in this community. And it's like, there is such a broad spectrum of how people tend to play the game. It's really amazing in itself. It's just to sit back and ponder. I mean, I know people like me and Zane. It's like everything's got to be like top tier down to the decimal point, perfect.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you got some people that'll play creative and just fly the ugliest shuttle. It just gets them to the next planet, and they'll walk around for days scanning plants and looking at fauna, you know. And it encumbers so many character or personalities and personality types. And that's why I feel this community is so great, because we are so diverse in what we like in the game.
Yeah, I also think it just naturally evolved over time in like becoming like this. There's certain communities that usually get toxic, way more toxic over time. But I think that in the case of No Man's Sky, it just reached the breaking point maybe back in 2016, and then it just like kind of sizzled down a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
And like everybody who loved the concept remained, while everybody who hated it just, you know, left, or maybe came back once they saw that there's actually something there.
Yeah.
And knowing that positivity, if there's positivity and the majority of the people, you know, are positive in a community, then it kind of spreads and it just goes on from there. So it's actually quite one of the most positive communities nowadays if you look at any other game as a whole.
Oh, I agree, dude. I mean,
if you look on the Reddit, like people helping each other and giving pointers. If you go on the space anomaly, people are helping each other without even asking. Like,
yeah,
just people throwing in with alien eggs and stasis devices.
Yep.
Newcomers, which might be, you know, toxic to somebody, but yeah.
It used to be an inside joke on my stream, was like people would come into the channel new to the games like, how do I make money or how do I make units in the game? And I'm like, go to the anomaly and stand there for 10 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Somebody's gonna give you something worth something within 5 minutes.
Exactly. Like all of a sudden inventories are full and you don't know why, and it's because everybody's sending you items.
Let me delete this activated indium junk. I don't need that.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. Well, listen, I talked to you guys in the green room in the pre-show. I'm gonna ask some questions about, you know, real life and your origins in content creation. Everybody that comes on today or watching the podcast, if I ask you this and it gets a little too personal, say, hey, nah, just back away from the question. I'm good. What?
Yeah, sure, you can go ahead.
What got you into content creation? And what takes Khraze Gaming sitting there playing No Man's Sky? So, oh, you know what? Let's do videos on this. What's the thought process on that?
Honestly, I wasn't like a No Man's Sky YouTuber from the beginning. It's not my first game that I covered. Actually, I covered several other games before that. Well, let me get from like the very start. You know, like the Batman arc and whatnot. You know, so like I think it was back in university. And I believe it was like one of the last years, and I was talking with my brother about YouTubers and just being a YouTuber in general. For some reason, we were talking about it, and he tells me, why don't you start a YouTube channel? Because I had a okay PC back then that could work, and I was like thinking, yeah, I could actually do it. So I started doing it, and you know, it was on and off for about a year. I wasn't even posting anything. Eventually, I think it was Mass Effect Andromeda that launched, so I made some guides on that. I saw that format worked, but then I took another break because I had my bars exam. I was working in a lawyer's office actually back then for about 6 months, and before moving to a different job in the legal domain. So I actually had to take really serious exams, but I was focused on YouTube. And after about a year, I believe it was in 2018. After that, with the next update, when I actually started doing it more serious back that summer, yeah, and it just blew off with the guides. Then I was looking at the numbers, and I was like, yeah, this could actually work. And that was the craziest moment ever. But since then, I just pushed it further, and that was it.
Yeah. Man, I mean, dude, you've been extremely successful. I mean, when I look at like successful content creators, you know, you can look at people like PewDiePie at the hundreds of millions of subs, and it's like, I'm telling you, man, you've really hit it really well in this community. I mean, very recognizable channel. You put out awesome content, and
Oh, thank
you've
you,
been
dude.
super successful with it, man. And I want to say, man, dude, congratulations for the success you've had with it, man. It's really, it's inspiring some of the up and coming and new YouTubers to know that, you know, if you put some hard work into it and put a good product out there, people will view it, and there's opportunities for people to grow channels.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much how I viewed it back then. There were other YouTubers that back then were, you know, kind of like in this position. They had, you know, things started going for them, and I was looking at a few channels back then, and it was that inspiration, because you look at YouTube as a whole. It's a community, even if you don't literally interact with that part of the community, but you see what's happening, you see the numbers, and you see that it is possible. So it kind of gives you a I guess energy. And then if you do have that breakthrough, I guess that's what like just carries you over to make the next step, and like, you know, just say, okay, I'm gonna jump in it and do it. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm not used to being told that it's extremely successful. Like, thank you so much, first of all, but yeah, it kind of sounds strange a little bit. But I'm glad that there's people that are inspired by my content, so that's
Man, yeah. Well,
I'm the most grateful for that, to be honest.
I'm telling you, dude, it's crazy, isn't it? Now, let me ask you this: how now this is something that's like getting into that personal thing. How do you treat? Now, I know you're doing it full time now, right?
Yeah, I've been doing it full time for a year. I think it's been a year now. I think I quit my job a year ago.
Now, in your like personal life and relationship life, like as far as like your parents, family, stuff like that, are they super supportive of you creating content, or do you even tell them? Or
Oh, they were. I mean, I told them pretty late that I was doing this. Well, I mean, my family was always supportive. Like my father, my mother were always supportive of me, and you know, but I never gave them a reason to not like be worried about what I was doing. I finished law school. I already had a great job when I was doing it, and this was just a hobby that I was doing in parallel. I would come back from work and just start on my YouTube. Actually, I was working from work on my YouTube stuff. I was preparing like how was it, like, scripts. I was preparing scripts and video ideas from work in between, you know, when I had breaks or when I didn't have anything to do. So when I would come home, immediately I would just jump in and film on the video and get it ready. That was back in 2018, like even after Next launched, like 6 months I was going to work and then going and doing YouTube as well.
Heck yeah, man.
But
how stressful is that, having a full time and doing content creation and keeping up with all the? I know in my experience, it's to me, it's just it's too impossible for me to do it all. But man, that's why I say, you know, you guys deserve a lot of props for what you do, especially you guys that are doing the full-time gigs plus the content creation, because dude, there's just not enough time in the day, is there?
Yeah, honestly, I was like, yeah, that's pretty much the feeling that I always had, that if I could not sleep and just work 24 hours a day, I could achieve so much. But I mean, that's not obviously it's obviously not humanly possible, because you burn out, and then it's worse for you if you burn out than if you were to just take breaks.
Yeah.
But back then I was, well, even now, you know, that feeling like how they say you're hungry for something, even if you don't like really need it. So I guess that was what was pushing me. So I was just like constantly trying to make it work, because I was seeing like it started growing. It didn't came out of nothing. It's not like, yeah, I had $0 made on YouTube and then thought of myself, yeah, I'm just gonna jump in it and throw everything at it. Obviously I had results, so I saw there's a possibility. So I invested a bit more time into that, into making my video creation process more efficient. But it was definitely stressful, and most important, it definitely put a strain on my family. It definitely affects relationships, especially if you have a spouse. It definitely affects that, like with my wife, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Because imagine you come from work, you want to, your spouse wants to spend time with you, but what you're doing is you worked 8 hours and then you go back at working another 8 hours on this other thing that might not work.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you have a job that's a bit more stressful and you have to spend a little more time on it than 8 hours, I think it becomes more and more difficult to focus on a second thing, be it YouTube or anything else. So if you can find that window in between your work and your free time, you can make it, but it's pretty difficult.
Oh, I agree with you 100% on that one. Now you being up as the first guest, this is going to be the hardest one for you because everybody else is going to be watching the stream. So, oh, cool, I can think about this until he calls me up. But with No Man's Sky, the last 5 years, what is one of your most memorable experiences with the game?
Oh, I think it was definitely the live stream we had. I believe it. Yeah, it was with the next update. Obviously, it was when the channel blew up. So it's memorable in its own right, but also because we had a live stream and there were so many people. I have never seen so many people in chat. We stayed for about 8 hours, I believe. And we even had like food on the stream. And God, if I look now at it, it's probably cringy as heck. But I had so much fun on that stream, honestly. So that was pretty much the biggest, to be honest. There were many memorable moments, but that particularly stands out.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Now my next question for you is, what is your hopes for the future of No Man's Sky content? It could be, we keep getting annual updates. It could be certain things you'd like to see added to the game.
Well, the dreamer in me says, I would love to see this going on forever. Like Hello Games having updates every year. And honestly, they could probably pull it off and still make money on it. But personally, I just want a water update, dude. Like, just have that water, that 2D water. It's the last bit that annoys me about the game. I just want... I would probably love another... whatever this Frontiers update, I'm sure I'm gonna love it. But if they drop a 3D water, like in Sea of Thieves, or even like half of it, I'm gonna be even more gassed, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice.
That's like, I've been asking for it for 3 years. It was during the next stop that I was looking at the trailer and was like, I think the water seems a bit updated. Maybe 3D water. Nah, dude, it's the same bad water.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. Ever since then, I've been waiting. Like a man watching out the window, beard grows, summer comes, but no water, nothing. Like it's the same bad water, dude.
Oh man, guys, hashtag H2O Sean in the chat. Come on, let's get some water update going on.
Yeah,
awesome,
spam that on Twitter, spam that on, I don't care, Instagram, spam that everywhere.
Heck yeah, man. Well, hey, there's hope, man. Look at how many times that guy hashtag fix cloud Sean. We finally got good clouds. It works. So yeah, hit that Twitter up, guys. All right. So my very last question for you, is basically if you had an opportunity to ask Sean Murray one question in an interview, what would it be? What would you ask Sean Murray?
Dude, well, actually, I have more questions to ask than one, but let me think of one that makes sense, that could reveal a little bit more. Because I would really love to know what they're planning with No Man's Sky. Like, are they going to support it as... Because even from this update that they gave, it sounds like they're going to continue next year as well, or at the very least for this year until the end. But I guess my biggest question is, what is their next big plan after No Man's Sky? That would be it. That would be my question to him. And maybe he could give an answer if that's going to be a No Man's Sky 2, or if there is anything after No Man's Sky. Maybe there isn't. But knowing their studio, I think there is.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I've always appreciated with Hello Games. is if this would have been any other platform or any other game dev, we would have been on No Man's Sky number 5 by now. It would have been $70, games,
and like online co-op. Oh, you already bet that.
Yeah, if this would have been any other developer in the world, this would have been it. Next would have been No Man's Sky 2. Beyond would have been No Man's Sky 3. Prisms or Origins would have been No Man's Sky 4.
Nah, bro. Foundations would have been No Man's Sky 2.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But they keep adding so much amazing content and put so much work into the development of this game, and it's like there's some point where you got to ask, you know, when are you going to feel like No Man's Sky is complete and move on to the next project? Or like you said, I would love to know, you know, is all of Hello Games working on No Man's Sky, or do you have like a little Black Ops section of developers working on the next release that you got planned to come out after No Man's Sky? Yeah. But heck yeah, man.
Well, I would love to know the answer to that as well.
Yeah.
Even though there was some talks about some secret project they're working on. It was back around next in 2018, but I'm not sure if it was No Man's Sky related or if it was their new game, like that like platformer game they released. How was it called? I forgot. Last year they released it, I believe, or 2 years ago.
Last Campfire.
Last Campfire, exactly. I'm not sure if they were referring to that because we also knew about it back then. So they could totally work. I could see them working on maybe a different game, not even No Man's Sky related. I could totally see them actually doing something crazy again, because they always get inspiration from these really strange books from the 80s, to be honest. So who knows?
Yeah. And guys, thank you for the heads up in the chat. They was talking about the notification sounds for like the subscribers and donations was getting pretty loud. Streamlabs moved it on me. I just noticed it where the mute was for it, so I got it muted out for you guys. Thank you for giving me a heads up on that, chat. Khraze, dude, hey man, I don't know what your schedule looks like, if you're ready to go crash out and go to bed, or if you're going to be up and down for hanging out for a while, man, but you're welcome to hang out in the stream chat with me. I'm going to go ahead and bring
I'm going to stay for a bit longer.
Cool.
Awesome, dude.
Now, wow, what an amazing interview that was. I want to give a huge thanks to Khraze Gaming for taking the time out of this early Sunday morning to come be a part of the No Man's Sky 5-year anniversary podcast. I enjoyed getting to share his experiences with No Man's Sky with you guys, and I hope that if you guys like the content, that you please subscribe to the channel, hit the share button, hit the like button, share it on your favorite social media. And guys, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next live stream or the next podcast. Come take part in it and be part of the live chat or even in the Discord call, guys. Listen, thank you all for your time, and thank you all for viewing this video. You all have a great night.